Hi, library friends. Lynn the librarian here with another story time to share with you. This story time's about monsters. And I think all of us sometimes feel a little bit afraid of the dark. And we're not sure what's in the dark and we're not sure what's out there. But if we just take a minute and think about it and take some deep breaths, there's not usually anything there. It's just our imaginations. Today's story, though, will show us how one little girl dealt with her monster trouble. Let's get started. Monster trouble. Winifred Schnitzel was never afraid, not of monsters or ghouls or the noises they made. She loved scary movies and werewolves and thunder and peg-legged pirates who buried their plunder. Still, Winifred's bedtime was hardly spook-free. The neighborhood monsters would not let her be. Each night they'd show up and attempt to be scary. Some would growl, some would belch, some were slimy, some hairy. But all of their monsterly mayhem was moot because Winifred Schnitzel thought monsters were cute. Still, night after night, all these monsters kept creeping into Winifred's room, interrupting her sleeping. Too tired for math, too exhausted for fun, she finally decided these monsters are done. She ordered a book titled Monsters Beware and constructed the sticky string small monster snare. But that night, the big monsters all showed up first. The slinky string snare got so stretched that it burst. There were monsters on bedposts and stuck to the wall. They made slingshots from strings. They were having a ball. Winifred sighed. They were louder than ever. She knew that she needed to try something clever. So she brought in some sticky old Limburger cheese. The label said, "Caution, makes big monsters sneeze." But the monsters just called up the Goblin Street Deli. They ordered in bagels and fish eyeball jelly. Winifred barely got through the next day. She dozed off in art class and snoozed through ballet. She decided, that's it. I've got to get tough. She was tired of monsters. Enough was enough. So she built every spook trap in Monsters Beware and one of her own called the Prickly Bum Chair. Ouch. Poor Winifred yawned. She was so very sleepy. She started to look a bit spookyish creepy. When the monsters showed up with their howling and roaring, Winifred Schnitzel was already snoring. She was dreaming of puppies when a monster went hiss. She reached out and gave it a big sleepy kiss. The monster yelled, "Yuck!" All the others were heaving. One gagged and a big monster shouted, "I'm leaving!" Winifred knew that despite their uniqueness, she discovered that monsters have one silly weakness. She puckered and pouted and kissed them all good. These monsters, they screamed, running as fast as they could. Now Winifred sleeps very soundly at night. In the daytime, she's happy and perky and bright. But sometimes she finds that the monsters crept in right around bedtime with a monsterly grin. She ignores all the growling and roaring and hissing, since the one thing that all monsters hate most is kissing. The end. That was such a fun story, and wasn't she clever? But what I loved most was that she took care of those monsters just by accepting them and really, at the end of the day, loving them. Who doesn't like to get a kiss? Monsters, I guess. Anyway, that was a fun story time. Let's sing our goodbye song. And if you want to learn more about monsters or read books about monsters, check out our library lists in our catalog page. And also, you can see our JCLS blog and find out more about childhood fears. Okay, see you later, alligator, in a wild crocodile. Give a hug, ladybug, blow a kiss, a jellyfish. See you soon, big baboon, out the door, dinosaur. Take care, polar bear. Wave goodbye, butterfly. Thank you for joining me today. See you next time. Bye.